So I've had a few people ask me how I emulate some of my Android applications and games on my Windows workstation. So this is how I do it. It's really easy. First thing I do is I head right over to Andyroid.net, and this guy's got this amazing emulator for free, totally free. You go ahead and click on the download link as you normally would. There's no strings attached. You go ahead, there's a testimonial here. You can ignore it like everyone else does. This will sit and pull down the necessary MSIs and anything else. It took actually quite some time. I think it was a bandwidth issue on their side. But after about 9-10 minutes or so, everything installed. It does prompt you for a few OKs here and there. Just go ahead and click OK. It's emulating. It's basically going through like a virtual machine. So it sets up some of this emulated hardware that you need to attest to. But it's not going to make any drastic changes to the machine or have any adverse effect on performance. So once this is done, it's basically going to go through. It's going to do some back-end configurations on the workstation, as you can see. Really pretty much hands-off at this point. You let it do its thing, as it's doing now. And I'm using this on a fairly high-end workstation. It still took some time, but other than that, it is somewhat simple. It will prompt you for a reboot, so make sure whatever you have loaded in the back end is saved. Go ahead and do the reboot. Reboot's done. Fire up Andyware, and is basically no different than setting up a tablet or any kind of legacy Android device. And you go ahead and you put in all your personal information right there. Once that's done, you're going to hit OK, OK, OK. Essentially, Andyware is going to ask you for any other information that you might have here, if you want to attest to it, if you want locations. Location services enabled or disabled for that matter. Time and date, it's pretty self-explanatory. And there you go. It thinks it's using a tablet. It's emulating a tablet of some sort. And that's it. What Andyware is going to do now, essentially, it's going to ask you for like this one-click sync setup. And you can go ahead, it's used to just simulate or make sure that your data is cross-compatible back and forth. And that's it. You're in. You're actually emulating an Android laptop at this tablet at this point. And what's pretty cool about that, as you can see, you've got all the functionality that you would have on the device itself. You can go ahead into the Play Store, which is very powerful. Instead of having to sideload APKs now, you can just jump right onto the Play Store. You can download all your favorite applications, like Facebook for that matter. I did notice that certain applications don't work on this. It does use Jellybean. I think it's an older version of Jellybean. As you'll see, once we get Facebook closed out over here. There we go. So we can just close this out. And you actually use your mouse to like, drop the apps to kill it, which is pretty slick. Once we go back into the settings, you can see which version of Jellybean we're working with over here. And it's 422. And there it is. If you double click on it, just like you would on the tablet itself, it pulls up the icon. So we go back to the Play Store. So now I was kind of excited because I wanted to play the SimCity Build It game on my PC. I thought that'd be pretty slick instead of being stuck to a tablet or a phone. Unfortunately, your device is not compatible with this version for whatever reason. Well, that's that. That's how I emulate my Android stuff. And if you have any questions, let me know.